Okay, so where do I start? Now, luckily I remember all this because I've been bloody writing everything down and filming everything and everything. So around 12:30, well, let's say on Friday. Friday was just a normal day. I was just playing Xbox, going for walks, nothing really interesting. My mum did leave, which was sad, but it was good to visit her. Not good for her to visit. Anyway, so it was just a normal day after that. And it got to about 12 o'clock. I rang up my dad and said, how are you? What are you doing? And he's like, yeah, I'm lawnmower racing. And I believe I was on a motorbike at the time, just going for a cruise. Anyway, I said, if you're ever down by Adelaide, like 2 hours away, maybe three, I might come see you. And he's like, well, believe it or not, we are like 2.5 to 3 hours away. I was like, oh, well, I better not eat my words, I'll come. So yeah, I just said, hang on, stuff it. I'm gonna pack the bags. I'm gonna leave. So I did. Very spontaneous. So I grabbed. Ah shit! I've just realised that I've left everything on my motorbike. Oh, it's fine. So I grabbed a bunch of clothes, which were useless because I never used them because they got wet. A bunch of clothes, my jerry can just in case, and a sleeping bag. Checked it on the back of the bike, and headed off for my adventure. So, it was a real surprise. Left a note to the people I live with saying I'll be gone for a day, one day, just, that's what I thought. So I did. I just went for the cruise. Beautiful bike ride. Very surprised. I got like 200 kilometers out of my tank, which might not sound shocking, but since my Grom's modified, it usually doesn't do that. But I got like 200. Bloody great. And I probably think I could have got more because I ended up I didn't run out of fuel, so yeah. Anyway, so I got there and actually it was funny. I was using the GPS and it's like turn right, and I was like, what do you mean turn right? All I can see is White Roll Road, which is like old loose gravel and dirt and potholes, and also it said local traffic only. So I was like, yeah, I don't know if I should go down that road, yeah. Anyway, so I did, and I waved there was one 4B, because this is out in Whoop Whoop, and one 4B, and he said, oh no, you're going the right way, GPS just took you on a detour, you avoid a place called Kapunda or something, Kapunda. He's like, you just avoided it. It's like, oh, great. I'd rather just go through it, because it would have been faster, because I was going very slow on that loose gravel. Anyway, so I made it to Mount Mary, and it literally is just a hotel in buttfuck nowhere, middle of Whoop Whoop in Australia. The nearest fuel station was like 25 kilometers away, which I know isn't far, but if you're on low fuel, it's pretty far. Which actually I wasn't, because I topped up before. When I got to the campgrounds, I put more fuel on my bike, but it's not the point. I could have been in distress. Anyway, so we went on Whoop Whoop, a bunch of lawnmower people started turning up, and I'll tell you what, it was a great Australian outback adventure sort of thing. It was just a bunch of grown men having fun, whipping their dicks out, having drinks. Well, no one whipped their dicks out, but you know what I mean, just fucking around. Great fun. We just joked and got drunk and everything, Yeah, I had campfires, everyone's joked around, we're all grown men. I was the youngest, obviously, but they're all like 50 and 60-year-old people. I think some might have been 40, minimum, maybe. Yeah, it was just really good quality time. I had spent time with my dad, and I don't remember last time we went camping. Me and Dad were in a tent, and everyone else really was in swags. There's no point in having tents. But, yeah, a few stories about that. What happened? There's this family with an adorable 4-year-old and a 5-year-old. No, 10-year-old and a 4-year-old. And the toilets are out of service, which is obvious in the middle of Whoop Whoop. Anyway, the young girl's like, I'm gonna go and take a poo. And the toilets would come back in service soon because the plumber was called. And the mum's like, no, don't, just wait, we won't be long. And by the time she said that, the girl was already gone, the 4-year-old. And then she did a crap just behind our camping ground. And the mum was really shocked. She's just like, oh no, I'll call her Susan. She's like, oh no, Susan, why did you just take a crap behind our camping ground? She's like, I needed to go to the toilet. So literally the father had to get a doggy bag to scoop up his daughter's poo, and they hanged it up on the tree. And it's like later on, she's like, to everyone, she's like, that's my poo. It was quite funny. Everyone just lost it and laughed, and no one was, the mum was like, oh, a little bit embarrassed, but yeah, she was funny. There were like 4 separate groups, I guess. Like our group was here, and there was another group up here, and another group up here. It would have been good if we were all together, but everyone has their own. We were like a bunch of the racers, and on the right there was I keep saying civilians, spectators, and at the front there were more spectators. But yeah, we all had like camping grounds, and we all visited each camp here and there, not very often, but we did. Anyway, so I realised I wasn't staying there for just one night. I was like, oh, damn it. I was actually there for 2 nights and 3 days. 3 days and 2 nights, I was like, oh, I wasn't really prepared for that. But, yeah, this was Friday. Oh, actually, this could have even been Saturday. So, I don't know, this could be... But let's just make this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I had a good pub meal. Actually, at lunch, I know I had chips and gravy. And then at dinner, I had curry sausages. And, everyone was having fun, drinking, having pub meals and all that crap. Stayed up pretty late. Don't remember. Had the worst sleep. Actually, all our camping people did. Turns out the dog that was barking and whimpering all night was because she gave birth to like 6 dog puppies. I want to say 9. It feels like too much. Oh no, I remember saying, how many nipples does a dog have? I'm pretty sure they said 6, so... No, 4? Well, if a dog has 4, then there are 5. Because I remember they're saying, well, it looks like one litter's got to die because there's no nipples for that dog to, have milk or whatever. Anyway, I don't know the answer to that question. I forgot now. I've got bad memory. But, yeah, that was that. And then the racing came the next morning. I drove the motorbike, put it out at the front entrance of the show, so everyone could look at it. And apparently everyone did, which is awesome. Look, the lawnmower racing wasn't my cup of tea. I enjoyed it because I was filming every race and I had something to keep myself occupied. But as soon as I ran out of like memory storage and I stopped filming, I got bored, so I left. There was good venues. There was a rock and roll, not exactly 50s and 60s, but they did quite a bit of music. There were typical meat stands and soap stands and second-hand stands. This is like where people play. Apparently there was a the pub, because they hosted everything. They had a little pub stand. There was also a coffee and tea stand, but they pulled out. Apparently it was a pretty unorganised event. Apparently, like, we were there Saturday at the race, and everything was organised on Tuesday. So, yeah. But, I filmed all the racing. And then, I got bored, so I went back home, right? Best decision ever. I got home, and, there were tons of people my age. And, I mean, we are in the middle of Whoop Whoop. Oh, by the way, about 1,000 plus people turn up to this lawnmower racing event. I was so shocked. Oh no, I can only record for 10 minutes. I'm nearly at 10 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. I'll continue this in part 2.